Welcome to One Take, One Plan with Troutwood. I'm Gene. Rachel, good morning.
Good morning.
Rachel, let's dive in. We got a good reception to the first time we did this last week. We built a plan for a 22-year-old nurse. Today, we're going to swap roles. Rachel's going to share her screen. She's going to build a plan, and I'm going to kind of role play and narrate. Rachel, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Today, let's travel to a fire station in Chicago.
Okay.
I'd like to build a plan for a 25-year-old firefighter. So this is someone early in their career, 35 years left. And this firefighter has let us know that they talk a lot at the station during shift about money, how much to save, about inflation. And because we're building this for the 25-year-old, not for the whole crew, let's go 25th percentile on the salary. I think you did that.
Perfect.
And let's be a millionaire. Fun fact for everyone listening in, 95% of first-time plan builders on Troutwood select Millionaire Maker. So Rachel, that's going to feed a second question here. All right, I see what you got. Looking good on the screen. Let's do it. Can I be a millionaire in Chicago as a 25-year-old firefighter? Dun, 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 dun. Drum roll. That looks good.
Let's see. All right, not too bad. Let's look at this goal. So annually, we're at that 2,500 number. Monthly, that's $200. Weekly, this firefighter would just have to find $50. $50.
That's going to make for a fun conversation during shift. I think we can find that $50.
That's a pretty low surplus every week, though, Gene. That's not much breathing room.
No, that's tight. So I have a friend who's a firefighter, and he runs a side hustle, Rachel. He sells popcorn. You know, what's the really good popcorn? Kettle corn?
Ooh, yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, he makes a killing doing this, FYI. When you're 25 years old, it's a great time to have that side hustle. Let's throw a side hustle of kettle corn popcorn.
All right, how much does he make a year?
So I do know that number, and it's quite large. But for purposes of this example, what if he makes an extra $500 a week? That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's go 150 a week, because then we're going to take some weeks off of the kettle corn side hustle.
We'll just do what is that? $6,000, about $6,000 a year.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a very fair. All right.
That's a better. That's about 100 extra bucks a week, 500 extra bucks a month.
And what, Rachel, I think what's important to share is that's an extra $500 a month after making the savings and investing contribution that you pointed out earlier.
Right.
So that keeps us on track for that $1 million.
He's still 25 too, so let's add on parents' health insurance at least for another year. Any chance he has a roommate?
Speaking from experience, yes, firefighters can often have roommates.
See, that's our other fun fact for today. Gene used to be a firefighter. So if you're wondering why he knows so much about firefighters and kettle corn side hustles.
I was a volunteer firefighter, but had very good friends go paid. All right, so Rachel, look at this plan. 99% likelihood. Boom. All right, so our fire stations they're kind of pumped right now because you and I just showed them a path to $1 million, which is hitting that savings goal. And you can explore, everyone listening, you can explore this plan on your own. Go to our website. Rachel's on the web-based version. App-based version is beautiful as well, but you'll see savings and taxes are the first two line items in that living essentials, which is essentially your budget. Rachel, I'm going to add just one more question. Now we're getting the risk of getting a little long-winded today. Fire stations are a lot of fun, a lot of great conversation. We just showed a plan with a 99% likelihood, if our 25-year-old firefighter stays the course, sticks with it, to $1 million. But a second conversation that pops up is, will $1 million be enough? You know, Gene, Rachel, we hear all this talk about inflation, price of eggs, right? My omelet is getting more expensive week over week, it feels. How do I know if $1 million is enough? Does my Troutwood plan answer that question? Is inflation factored in anywhere with what I'm looking at?
Inflation is definitely factored in, and it's factored in to that question as well. So you'll find that question, is your goal enough, right here under adequacy. And that's what this score is really trying to tell you. So once you reach that $1 million goal and you're ready to retire, your adequacy tells you whether or not you're going to be able to meet your needs in retirement. And inflation comes into play with this amount that you're going to need. So we project the annual estimate of your budget that you see here on the screen plus inflation. And then we see in retirement just how much your budget is probably going to cost you. And then based on your income, which also gets inflated, because hopefully you get a raise year over year, you'll get to see what we call a spending policy. So how much you can pay yourself out of that $1 million goal value and how long it'll last you. So for this firefighter with a 5% spending policy, you see that's still going to last over 20 years into retirement. So maybe I want to pay myself a little bit more. Maybe I want to do 7%.
And Rachel's taking that money out of that savings and investing goal. So it's it's a professional concept of spending policy and taking a small percent of your savings every year to live off of. What this does excitingly for individuals, though, when you see the chart that Rachel's sharing, notice that it doesn't crash to zero. You want your money to last at least as long as you do. And that chart shows this is possible for our firefighters. So Rachel, the goal then, and maybe we dive into this next week, would be to get that adequacy score up to 100%. So we'll leave you hanging on that one and let you explore on your own how to get that. I will share, we had a customer, a business that onboarded, was it a week or 2 weeks ago, and 100% of their participants, except for one who wasn't in attendance for the onboarding, but 100% got their adequacy score to 100%. So it's possible. Have some fun exploring out there. Rachel, great work. One take, one plan. Number 2.
Thanks, Gene. Thanks, everybody.